Now Louise, the Noble Park Aquatic Centre isn't the only leisure facility in the City of Greater Dandenong, is it?
No, Daryl Pittman went down to the Dandenong Basketball Stadium, one of the best in Australia, right here in the City of Greater Dandenong.
Rubber ball, like I'm bouncing back to you. Rubber ball, like I'm bouncing back to you.
I'm with Graham Allen, the CEO of Dandenong Basketball and Dandenong Stadium. Magnificent facility here in Greater Dandenong, Graham.
It's absolutely fantastic. I've been here now almost 3 years, and I'm just still amazed by what we have here. I don't think people realise just how lucky we are to have a facility like this in Victoria, let alone in Dandenong. We have 15 courts here that have basketball and other activities such as volleyball. We have wrestling, we have boxing, we've had Australian cheerleading championships. We've also got 3 beach volleyball courts, so it's a huge stadium. And in this court here that we stand on, this actually seats 2,400 people.
So those seats at the sides, they come out on match day and seat all those people?
They do. You know, this one's been around a little bit longer than the big one on my left, but they do. They seat people here very, very comfortably, and I'd implore anybody that drives past this facility to come in and have a look, because it really is worth coming in and having a look at.
Well, it's imposing from the outside, but when you get in here, it's like a city of sport.
It is. It's amazing what happens in here, and you know, I was just reflecting on it earlier today that this is the home of the Australian Opals. They do all their training here and will up until the London Olympics in July. It's the home of the Australian Under-19 women's team. They do all their training here. The state wheelchair teams play out of here. We've had international wheelchair games here, international basketball, international volleyball, and the Australian cheerleading championships have all happened on this little court here. We've even had an Afghan rock concert on this particular court here. We've sat 300 people for Basketball Victoria's annual dinner on this court. An interesting stat is that there has been more international games in this facility in the last 3 years than there has been at the MCG. This is a very exciting stadium and a great asset. Recently, back in September last year, we had the NBA, the American basketball boys, out here for a clinic. They were here for a week. They were absolutely amazed with this facility, and I still recall the boss of the NBA asking me, how do I take this back home to America?
So we gladly accepted Graham's offer of a guided tour through the magnificent stadium.
What we have here, we're in one of the domestic annexes of the stadium. This is 4 more courts that are used for domestic basketball. They're also very, very popular for a lot of the young youth from around Dandenong will come in here and shoot basketballs during the day, and it's quite popular to see groups like this, and what we have down the back here, shooting here most of the day, and it's great. It's good fun for them. It's fit. It keeps them fit and healthy, and again, is an awesome facility, and here we have 4 courts in this annex. This was actually built in this part of the stadium in 1994, so it's still going well.
Bouncy, 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 bouncy.
What we have here is part of the new annex that was built in around about 2007. This is 3 new basketball courts, and as you can see, extremely popular with the local kids coming in, having hit around and having their own little games of basketball. What we have here is one of our meeting rooms. This is also set up at the moment for a class that'll be here on Monday. As you can see, it's pretty much in school set up. The Cedar group will be using this Monday, and they'll be using this 3 or 4 days a week for the remainder of the year. So it's another opportunity that we have in here for people of the community to use our fantastic stadium for more than just sport. This is the elite players room. This is where the WNBL and SABL teams base themselves. Some time ago when I got here, this was a storeroom, and with the help of council, we actually built all this and put all this in. Through a colleague, I got some lockers built. These are absolutely sensational, and of course they have the safety feature of being able to put your bags and your boots underneath, so as you don't trip over them while you're here. So this is a fantastic facility, state of the art. This is where the Australian team would get themselves ready for a game or training, and our WNBL teams of course as well. It has a medical room, it has a team manager's room, and I'll take you in and show you the fantastic ice bath facility that the athletes demand these days. We've moved up from the wheelie bins full of water and ice to something a little bit more professional, and the athletes really appreciate this, and of course the added safety factors as well of having filtration and a step to come up into it. We're now in one of the volleyball annexes of the stadium, and of course Dandenong Stadium is also home to the State Volleyball Centre and VIS Volleyball, and this is where it all happens. This is one of the hard courts, or one of the hard court annexes. Here there are 3 volleyball courts, and every weekend and many nights during the weeks there's a lot of volleyball action here as well. All the state teams from Volleyball Victoria play out of here, and Dandenong Stadium is also home to Volleyball Victoria. We're now in what's known as the volleyball annex and the volleyball show court. As you can see, we started off in the basketball area where they seat about 2,500 people. Here they'll seat close on 800 people in this fantastic little facility here. This is often used for lesser style basketball games as well. Great facility. Again, this was the initial part of the building back in 1990. We're now in the beach volleyball annex. This is one of the most popular parts of the entire stadium. Beach volleyball is very, very popular. They have a lot of great social activities in this part of the stadium as well, and as you can tell, it looks like a lot of fun. I can assure you it is a lot of fun, and it certainly gets a lot of patronage in this part of the stadium. It also employs almost 50 people from the Dandenong community are employed in one way, shape or form here, either on a full-time or a casual basis in this facility.
And as Graham points out, the stadium is not used just for sport.
This is what's known as the function room and event centre. Up here we have a fully fledged commercial kitchen, a bar area. As you can see, this is set up for a workshop. So we've got all the facilities here to run workshops as well as having a great facility where we can see 250 people. Many events up here such as weddings, engagements, 21sts, 50th wedding anniversaries are usually held up here. Great spot to be, out of the way, plenty of car parking, absolutely fantastic.
Well, Graham, thank you very much for the tour of the Dandenong Stadium. Magnificent facility. And how can people find out a little bit more about it?
You can get to us on the Dandenong Stadium website. Absolutely fantastic facility. Welcome anybody here. It's more than just a basketball and a volleyball stadium. Come along and have a look.
And can short blokes like me shoot a few hoops?
We've got big shoes, we've got stilts, we've got all those sort of things to help you out.
I'll need them. I think I'll go and try a few.
I'll play with you.
I've been waiting for this pool to open for about 6 to a year now. Open first day, I've been here from 9 o'clock. Of course, the best feature I reckon over here is the water slide. It's always been the best at Noah Park Pools, the most biggest water slide in all of Melbourne. It's now got an indoor as well, so whether it's raining or not, we'll always be at Noah Pools.
And what do you think is the best feature?
All the kids running around with all the fun equipment, like the playground and the big pool. I like the 50-metre pool.
The Noble Park Aquatic Centre is more than just a pool. It has many facilities designed for community use.
Function and meeting rooms, very spacious for use by the community. Cafe, an Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Yeah, Robin, and they can convert it into 2 smaller pools, 25 metres.
We've got kids' play areas, children's swimming pools, a hydrotherapy pool,
Barbecue and picnic facilities for families.
and there's a lot of green space, beautiful lawns, and I believe that there's going to be even more landscaping done in the future.
It really is the most modern facility of its kind.
We'll be back after the break with more from the Noble Park Aquatic Centre. And we'll check out the progress of Daredevil Councillor Blades.